Oh, I gotta go onto my Facebook page to share to my wife to see. Hey TikTok, just hold on a second. I'm taking care of stuff on my Facebook page before I get to talking. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. And I'll be right with y'all. Good information for you. Hold on a second. Y'all hold on too. I'll be right there. All right. I want to share business page. And can I do it like that? Maybe not. All right. That's all right. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. It's taking forever over here right now. All right. And I think I'm just about set, y'all. Just about set. All right. There we go. All right. Hey, everybody. Hi, TikTok. Hey, I don't know how to see who watching on TikTok, but hey, all y'all, if you're on there, I see some folks. But if you are on there, please say hello. Let me know that you are watching on TikTok. Good afternoon. Hello, all of my Facebook fam and my YouTube fam over here. Hey, y'all. Facebook and YouTube over here. TikTok over here. How y'all doing? So glad y'all joined me today. I just wanted to go live for a short while because I want to talk to you guys about my experience. Our experience, because of course, you know me, you know my bestie was right there with me. John Stennis, hey John. He was right there with me. I want to share with you guys my experience on our first Royal Caribbean cruise. I want to share that with you in just a moment. Very first one, all the cruises that we've been on so far has been Carnival cruise, right? Every cruise that I have been on since February 2020 has been Carnival Cruise Line, because that was the first cruise that I had ever taken. And because I never really was into cruising, but February 2020, right before COVID hit, we went on our very first cruise, and it was a Carnival cruise. It was with, I'll never forget it. It was with the singles department from my church. And we went to, where did we go? We went from Miami, we went from Fort Lauderdale. We flew down to Fort Lauderdale, and then we got on the ship and we headed to Ocho Rios, Jamaica, the Grand Cayman, and I can't remember the other spot. I think we went to another destination, I think. However, it was Carnival, and that's where I have been taking Carnival cruises. I've taken Carnival cruises with my church. I've taken Carnival cruises with some friends. It was Carnival, Carnival, Carnival. Let's go Carnival. Let's go on a Carnival cruise. Fun stuff. Yay. All that. So, okay, it was Ocho Rios Grand Cayman. Okay, I thought it was a third destination, but it wasn't. So we went to those two destinations on our first cruise, right? Big fun. And upon us, embarking, getting on that ship and have the whole embarkation process, it was really something. It was new to me because, again, remember, it was my first cruise, so I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, this is how things are supposed to go. It was Carnival, so I didn't know any better. We didn't know any better. So it was kind of, if I remember, I wouldn't necessarily call it chaotic, but because it may not have been, because again, I didn't know, right? But nevertheless, we went, had a great time. It was fun. It was always something to do. I mean, man, if you on a Carnival cruise, you will always have something to do, almost 24 hours around the clock. Like there's hardly any way for anybody to be bored upon a Carnival cruise. So, hey, enjoy it. If you like to cruise, that's your thing. I love it. I really, really do. That is I think that going cruising is probably my favorite way to travel because you pay for the trip. Everything you need is literally on the ship. You want to eat, all kind of restaurants all day long, buffets, exquisite dining. I mean, all kind of everything, Italian food, Tex-Mex, American fare, whatever you want, it's there. Vegan, vegetarian, all kind of everything. It's on a cruise ship, and you pay your price is, for the most part, it's all inclusive. But of course, you have your, for those that like fancy dining, you can pay a little extra to have fancy dining. And if you are a part of certain, level of membership, you get these special perks that only certain people can go to this particular restaurant, right? All that type of stuff. So anyway, so we went Carnival, and Carnival was fun. It's always something to do. It's Carnival Cruise Line, in my opinion, is a 24-hour a day party. Party like nobody's business, right? And I enjoyed it. I did. Now I did notice the first few cruises that I took, I did notice that, 'cause I try to dress a certain way, regardless as to where I am. I like to look nice. Yeah, I think most of us do. But I did notice that I don't think that looking nice, some people, I'm trying to say this in a really nice way, right? Some people may not have been going for that look. Like they don't want to look nice. They just threw something on and got on the ship. But hey, to each his own, do your thing, whatever. But that's not how I roll, right? But anyway, so we had that cruise, and we eventually went back and did another Carnival cruise. Forgot where we went. I just enjoyed cruising, and since Carnival was my first cruise, I was like, "Hey, let's go back to Carnival, party, woo!" Right? and we did all of that. Same thing, little chaotic boarding process. Um, but we got on fine. Sail, party, party, eat, party, party. There's a nightclub, even if you are cruisers, you know what I'm talking about. They also have nightclubs on board these ships. Again, it's something, and this is not just Carnival. I'm certain that every cruise line just about has a nightclub, but it's something for everybody to do all day, all ages, right? I went again. This is 2026 now. So 2024. Hey, Makita, how are you? You stay on here, Akita, because you can verify some of the stuff that I'm talking about. And they have now that's true. Thanks for saying that, John. Now that's true. Carnival Cruise Line. Let me move this over a little bit. TikTok, I'm moving y'all over so I can see some more of the comments here on my screen and move my coffee cup out the way. Can I push you guys over? Okay, I think we'll be all right like that. All right, so Carnival Cruise Line, they do have more affordable rates. That is very, very true. It's not, astronomical in price like that of Princess Cruises or Celebrity Cruise Lines. They are more affordable. Now, at the same time, I will say that you also get what you pay for, right? That's with anything. So we went back to another Carnival Cruise Line, Carnival Cruise, and for my birthday, 2024. Did that cruise, and y'all, I think it was a 6 day cruise. And I'm gonna tell you, I because it was for my birthday, I really, really tried to enjoy myself, right? Don't nobody want to go all the way to Miami and get on the ship and not have a great time. I don't care if it's just 3 days. If I'm there, I want to have a good time. But y'all, I think the thrill was gone for me. I think it was just a wrap for me. And when I say me, I have to include my best friend John in this too, because we kind of have the same thoughts on a lot of different things. Whoa, Keita, I'm gonna talk to you about that in a minute because I'm actually looking into Icon possibly, or Wonder too. But we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm on Carnival 5-6 day cruise for my birthday, and y'all, I was not having a great time for a number of reasons. Now, let me be perfectly clear and honest and say that it was not wholeheartedly the cruise itself that was causing me not to have a great time. I had my own reasons, but it wasn't totally Carnival. Listen, I ain't got no problem with Carnival Cruise Line. They were my first cruise, and I'm sure at some point I will cruise with them again in the far, 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 far future. But but that particular cruise, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm kind of good on Carnival for a bit. So I fell back, right? Like, we can go to some resorts and all that kind of stuff. I fell back on them. And now, as a funny, if you follow me on Facebook, if you have been following me this particular week, then you know that Tuesday morning we sailed again. But this time it was not with Carnival. I wasn't gonna do it. I was not going to do it again. This time we chose Royal Caribbean. I said, okay. We talked like, it's time to switch up a bit. Let's leave Carnival over there, and let's check out Royal Caribbean. And we did. We did. We did. Let me take you from the beginning of this process with Royal Caribbean. They gave us a time to be there so that we could begin our embarkation process and all of that. Yo, when I tell you the process was so seamless, it was so smooth. I could not believe how easy it was to navigate their boarding process. It was amazing. And I'm like, oh, this is what this is supposed to be like, right? It was so wonderful. It was a seamless process. From the time we got out of our Lyft or Uber, whatever we took, when we got out of the car, got our bags, nice young man met us there to help us with our tags and all that stuff. Really, really pleasant. The customer service was top notch, right? So he said, okay, we got this. So you guys need to go over there and do this. Went right over there and did that. And man, I'm telling you, everybody was happy. Everybody was smiling. The directions and instructions were clear, precise. We had zero problems boarding the Royal Caribbean ship. We were on the Quantum of the Seas. That's what we were on this week. Just made it back last night. So, we got on, and there were Royal Caribbean employees or whatever who were at the door to greet us. It was just, man, it was fabulous, right? We did, kind of surveyed the ship and everything. It was so nice and clean. It was a beautiful ship. Everything was tidy, and man, I had absolutely zero issues the entire time I was aboard Quantum of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. It was fantastic. I can't wait to try them again. I cannot wait. Now, let me tell you this. Maybe 2 hours after getting on there, because we got on around 1:30 maybe. We didn't start sailing until 4. Okay. So I'm looking around. We upstairs on the pool deck. I think that was deck 14. And I'm looking around. I said, okay, I see. Nobody had on pajamas. Nobody had on bonnets. And I made a Facebook post that said, no bonnets, no pajamas. I could get used to this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Did I make that post about an hour too soon? Yes, I did, because I ended up, again, if you follow me on Facebook, you already know what I'm talking about. I ended up seeing a lady in a bonnet, and I was in shock. I was in unbelief. Keita, I could not understand, to save my life, why this lady had on a bonnet and some PJs. We just started the cruise, ma'am. We just started. How you got on a bonnet and some pajamas already 10 minutes into the cruise? And I listen, Bonnet City. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and this can be taken as shade to Carnival. I don't care. Whatever. Take it how you want to. But I'm saying it, and this is my opinion about it. And it's my live and it's my page, so I can say what I want to say. I expect that from Carnival Cruise Line. I do. Because that's what I'm used to seeing when I go. Keita, look, I was on vacation too. I wasn't walking around in my boxer briefs and tank top because you know what I'm saying? No, be on vacation, man. But come on, save that stuff for the inside of your house, inside of your room. I disagree with wearing bonnets and pajamas. I don't care if it's man, woman, it don't matter to me. I don't think you should wear that stuff outside. That's just how I feel. But I expect that from Carnival Cruise Line because that's what I'm used to seeing when I cruise with Carnival. Sorry, not sorry. That's just how I feel. I was not ready. I wasn't ready to see this on Royal Caribbean. And my feelings was a little hurt. I said, what is going on here? What? And I laughed about it. Of course, I took video. You got to follow me on TikTok. If y'all not following me on Facebook, you need to go and find me on Facebook, and you can see my bonnet chronicles from this week. They're all on my Facebook page, right? So I was in shock, and I was sad, and my feelings was hurt. And y'all kept going, and then slowly but surely, here comes more bonnets. I said, this has got to be somebody playing a trick on me. Gotta be playing a trick on me. Because I was we were sitting, and then here comes a whole group of people, a group of young ladies. I think it was 4 of them. Pajamas, bathrobes, bonnets. I said, oh my God, I cannot escape this no matter where I go. So I made another video, of course, and then there was one more. Was it overwhelming? No, absolutely not. It wasn't. And I did it all in fun. You know, I did it all in fun because I like to have fun like that. And it makes me laugh, and I like to bring laughter and joy to the people that follow me on social media. And of course, everybody had a ball with that. But my point is, there is a difference. There is a major difference between each of these different cruise lines. I guess for sure I would definitely travel with Royal again. I'm going to travel with them again. But the next cruise up, and I am really excited about our next cruise, which is with Virgin Voyages. Now, this one is Virgin is adults only, right? No kids screaming and hollering and splashing around the pool, none of that. And it's adults only. I'm expecting a totally different vibe from Carnival and even Royal Caribbean. I'm expecting, I hope I get what I'm expecting from the one that we have coming up, Virgin Voyages. I'm really hoping for something different, something a little more upscale, because I'm going to try each of them, each cruise line, because I want to see what they all have to offer, right? So, yeah, Virgin. I mean to say Royal Caribbean. It's a step up. Again, these are all my opinions. I say it's a step up from Carnival Cruise Line. Nothing wrong with Carnival. If that's what you like, that's what you should. That's who you should cruise with. Hey, I got no issue with them. I'm a travel agent. I will sell Carnival as the day is long because it's easy to sell. Carnival cruises are very, very easy to sell. Why are they easy to sell? Because they are the most inexpensive cruise line. Very inexpensive. So if you are new or want to try a cruise, yes, by all means. My god sister is even going on a cruise, I believe in May, in the first week of May or so. And she asked me as an agent, what should she? I said I recommend Carnival, and I did. It was the right price, everything, right? So when I told her what to expect, and so she's aware, she knows everything. But everybody should have their own taste of these different cruise lines, I think. And even if it's not a cruise, I think that everyone should at some point get out of your zip code. You need to go somewhere. You need to go somewhere. You need to travel because listen, the money that you spend on these trips, you can get that back, but you cannot get your time. You cannot get the time back. I don't want you guys to end up like I was, and just kind of, look back at life like, dang, what a time go. You know what I'm saying? Because let me real quick, because I want to share a couple of things with you guys. As a travel agent, I got something I want to share with you. It's good for you, so stick with me. Let me tell you something, and I mean this. I'm very very serious. When COVID happened, 6 years ago, that's right, Keita. That's right. Hey, Mama. When COVID happened 6 years ago, again, thankfully, myself and John and our singles crew, thank God we had literally just made it back to the United States from Grand Cayman and Jamaica, literally maybe a week or two before they declared a global pandemic. We had gotten back and had made it back home, and only to find out that there were other cruise ships still on the water. Once the global pandemic had been declared, they couldn't even get back home. They had to wait for God knows how long. I don't quite remember. But my point is, it took COVID for me to realize I had not really been living. I had not, the only place or places that I would go is like places that I would travel with my pastor, or you know what I'm saying? I went to Vegas once. Before then, I'm like twice maybe, but I had not been living. I had not really fully been enjoying my life, right? And it took us being locked down for 2 years, couldn't go nowhere. Only place I could go was to work. I was and still am an essential worker. But I'm like, where has my life gone? I have not been traveling, doing anything. And so once we were clear to go outside, I went outside. I went outside in a big way, right? And that is how I am living my life right now. I am one thing, and people will tell you, if you know me, you know John, every time somebody sees us, where y'all off to next? Wait, when the next trip? Because that is how I live my life now. I will not be locked down ever again as long as I am alive. Because again, when you are made to stay, you can't go nowhere. Then it kind of, well, for me, it kind of opened my eyes and made me see I hadn't really been living and I hadn't really been enjoying life. And nowadays, what constitutes enjoying life for me is getting on a plane and headed to somebody else's country, using that passport. That's what makes me happy. So don't judge nobody for what they like to spend their money on. If they want to spend their money on name brand clothes, if that's what makes you happy, do you. Me, I prefer to have my passport stamped. I prefer to be in the air, out of Illinois, out of the United States. Mexico, me, please. Jamaica, me, please. Right? I love the Caribbean. But yeah, so get out, get out, get out, get out. Get out of your zip code. Go some. I don't care if it's to the next state. You need to go visit somewhere, right? So I just want to say that to you guys because too many of you, I believe that you're not really you need to travel, and if you do it right, it don't cost as much as you think it does, right? So now for you guys on Facebook and YouTube, you can see what I just shared. TikTok, you cannot see it, but I will tell you what I just shared with them. I have just put on my screen there are 5 of the cheapest destinations for U.S. travelers this year. All right. Number 1 is Las Vegas, Nevada. Everybody loves Vegas. I could go to Vegas every single year. Did I go? Yeah, I went to Vegas 25 for my birthday. Yes. We go just about every year. But that right now, Vegas used to be one of the most expensive places to travel in the US. Not anymore. Not anymore. It is number 1 on the cheapest destinations in the United States for 2026. Okay. Number 2, which was shocking to me, is El Salvador. And John and I, we were just with some of my friends for the Bonito Bowl. Shout out Bad Bunny, my boy. Akita is 45 minutes from Vegas. I didn't know that. Yes, so Vegas is number 1 on the list. El Salvador is number 2 of cheapest places for United States travelers this year. The 3rd is Miami, Florida. The 4th, believe it or not, is Kailua. I may not be saying that right. Hawaii. It's number 4 of the 5 top cheapest destinations for United States travelers in 2026. Kauai, something like that. Hawaii is number 4, and number 5, the 5th cheapest destination for United States travelers this year is Orlando, Florida. So you got 2 Florida cities, 1 Miami, 1 Orlando. You got Vegas, you got El Salvador, and you have the city Kauai, Hawaii. Those are the top 5 cheapest destinations for United States travelers in 2026. And for you couples out there who are looking to do some traveling this year, I have access to all of the greatest things. Hey, Jeremiah Fleming, I have access to all of these wonderful places and islands and continents. As a travel agent, I am able to do all of these things, and it gives me joy. It makes me happy to travel, and it also makes me happy to help other people to travel. And now, specifically for the next few weeks, I will be posting for couples, along with everything else. But I want to be more specific for our couples, whether it be a trip of luxury, a trip of adventure, couples on a budget. I got you. If you like to travel and different places and for food, I got you. If you like the sun, you want to be in the beach, I have that. All right. If you are into wellness activities and wellness trips, I'm your man, right? Jeremiah, what what cost for what trip are you talking about? Let me know, and I will definitely get at you. But there is something out there for everybody. All right, there was something out there for everybody, and let me also attack another myth that I have learned, and I want to help you guys with this. Do not let anybody talk you out of using a travel agent. All right. Oh, you want to know about? Okay, it's when I jump off a live, I'll inbox you, Apostle Jeremiah, and I'll let you know the cost of what I just shared. All right, for that Hawaii. Don't let anybody talk you out of using a travel agent. And here is why. If you decide to book one of these fantastic vacations that you just heard me talk about, and you decide not to use myself or any other travel agent, guess what? You're paying the cost for a travel agent anyway, because the cost is already mixed in with the price that you see on Expedia. Priceline, Travelocity, all of them. If you book it yourself, you're paying for a travel agent anyway. You're paying the cost for a travel agent. So why would you pay the cost for a travel agent doing the work yourself? That's not smart. Let me do the work. You're going to pay for it anyway. So let me do the work. And, I can, as a travel agent, you have to understand that we can see certain things that you as the consumer cannot see. We have access to certain flights that you don't see. We have access to certain hotels, resorts that you do not see, but you're going to pay for it anyway. So it's not wise to each his own, but I'm just saying it's not wise to go without a travel agent. You should take the advice of a travel agent, a travel advisor, travel concierge, whatever you want to call it. You should utilize one of us. We can help you in more ways than you possibly even know. Okay. So yes, by all means, if you are not a travel agent yourself, you should use a travel agent every time you go on vacation, especially if it's concerning package deals, flights and hotels, or flights and resorts, intercontinental travel. I thankfully last year I had some clients. I was able to send a husband and wife to Bangkok, Thailand. I was able to send another couple to Europe. They did, I think, a 4 or 5 city tour on a Royal Caribbean cruise. They did Santorini, Greece. They did Ephesus, Turkey, a few more places. But again, these are options that you could choose to book yourself, but you're gonna pay for a travel agent anyway. And there are certain types of deals that we can see that you can't see. So we actually could save you some money, right? So my advice to you is to get yourself a travel agent. Let me back that up. My advice to you is to get me to be your travel agent. Yes. If you are not following me on Facebook, for you TikTokers over here, my Facebook page is Worldwide with Will. If you go to Facebook and search Worldwide with Will, you will find me there. Go there and like that page. And you could also email me, my email address, and I will put it on the screen here on Facebook. I can't do that on TikTok yet. All right. And there's my email address there for Facebook and YouTube. I'm going with Will all together. I'm going with Will at gmail.com. You can email me there your questions. If you have any inquiries about certain types of trips or destinations, or if you'd like a quote on anything that I've shared or something that you may want to experience, by all means, shoot me an email and I will respond to you. And I also want you to know, because it does take a lot, it does. You may not know it, but it takes a lot for us to give you the best that we have to offer. So it's not like, okay, you say, okay, I want to go to Rome, Italy. Okay, that's pretty vast, right? So there are certain questions that I'm going to ask you, and there's a lot of research that has to be done. So I do require a $30 research fee before I give you any quotes. And let me explain to you why. Because people know the value of having a travel agent. And here's what they'll do. They will take all of your information and run it to somebody else to see if they can do better. It's the truth. So there is a research fee. Oh, yeah, you're going to pay for my time. You are going to pay for my time. And I think that's just fair. A young lady, God bless her, said to me last week, I think it was a week before last, hey, Will, by the way, I want you to look something up for me, but I do want you to know I have another travel agent looking also. I just want to see who's best. And I can't be mad at that. You have to do what's best for you financially. I understand that. I said, okay, no problem at all. I do charge a $30 research fee. I haven't heard from her since. See, this separates the real from the not so real, right? If you're serious about your travel, you're serious about having a travel advisor. We do more than just book trips, y'all. I want you, when you come to me, I want you to go to sleep having the peace of mind knowing that your travel advisor is at work for you and he is doing the best that he can for you, right? So I have several travel deals. January, February, which February is on its way out of here. But right now, throughout the rest of this month, if you are interested in cruising, let me tell you, this is the best time to book your cruise for this year. Don't wait until April, because let me tell you, those prices are going to start skyrocketing. You better book your cruise this month, no later than March 15th. Yes, and Jeremiah, you're right. That research fee is not very high. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to get people's money. No, I just want to be compensated for my time, and I think that is fair. I know a lady that charges $100 off the top. She will give you zero information without a $100 research fee. So yes, my research fee is low, but I want to be fair because I do know what type of economy we're in. Money is hard to come by sometimes. And hey, I make a good living, and it's still tight sometimes. So I understand. But yes, I do book Airbnbs as well. So thank you for asking that question. Airbnbs, I do that. Look, man, plane, train, automobile, cruise ship, Airbnb, I'll get you on a horseback if that's what you want to do. But I am your man. Worldwide with Will is my travel agency. I am the proprietor and the CEO of that travel agency. And I want you to come along with me. If you need a travel agent, I am the guy that you need. I can get you some of the best deals out there. Yes, Jeremiah, I do. I can get you limos, whatever you need. If it's in regard to travel, I can do it. All right. I can do it. And even if you're not into, maybe you don't want to go traveling out of the country, out of the state. Maybe you want to find something to do locally, right where you are in your city. I can help you with that. Yep. I'm telling y'all, I have things at my fingertips, at my disposal that many people just don't know about. I don't offer it a lot, but I have these things that are accessible to you. Icon of the Seas, and we're gonna get off of here. I didn't even plan on being on here this long. Good Lord. Icon of the Seas. Now, let's go back to Royal Caribbean for a minute. Icon of the Seas is on my to-do list. It is the largest ship in the Royal Caribbean fleet. And if I'm not mistaken, they only do 7 to 9 day cruises, I believe. 7 to 9, 7 to 10 days. I don't know. But I know it's a minimum of 7 days, and I'm here for it. I'm here for that. And I cannot wait to get on. Right now, we're kind of tossing back and forth between, are we going to do Icon or are we going to do Cancun? We don't know yet, but we're going to do it. But Keita, I'm going to reach out to you because I want to talk about this other ship too, Wonder of the Seas, that I was looking at just this week. So I'm going to talk to you about that too. But I'll inbox you for that. All right, guys. So, hey, inbox me on Facebook, email me. Again, if you have, want me to look up stuff for you, I'm going with will@gmail.com. Now, I also have my own website. Of course, you can go there and register yourself. My website, shucks, I can put that up there also. I should have done this already. All right, my website is Willie Taylor. That's my name, Willie Taylor @IntelliTravel.com. There you can go in and you can view some things yourself. You can register your information on my website, and I will get your email address and I will be able to communicate with you that way. Or you could simply just email me, whatever your preference is, email or via my website. But you have access to me. I have access to the deals, and I have them for you. And I want you guys, make sure, TikTok as well, YouTube, make sure you guys go to Facebook. Worldwide with Will is my Facebook page. You need to follow that page. All right. I'll be posting more travel deals on that page. All right. I'm going to get out of here and I got to get ready to go. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. And that's a big deal for me this week because I've been kind of under the weather. I haven't been eating a lot, but I feel like eating today. So I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank you guys for allowing me time to talk to you about these great travel deals and why you shouldn't wear bonnets outside. Please stop doing that, ma'am and sir. Your pajamas and your bonnets are for the inside of your house. The outside should not see that. All right. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with me, and we'll chat soon. All right. Bye.